Hi dear friends and subscribers of the Cricket Happening Show. It's a big welcome from your host Ram today. And well, I would like to share the news that Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Indian captain who has been a proud and successful captain so far, today did one more thing which was a very important landmark for not only for Dhoni but also for India, as India with the help of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain, the captain becoming the first Indian captain to have won three major ICC titles under his belt. And what an achievement, what a phenomenal achievement that is from Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain of India. And as you know, he has always been leading by example. He always leads his team well. If you look at this team today, this team with no Sehwag, no Harbhajan Singh, no Yuvraj Singh, no Gambhir. Mahendra Singh Dhoni was the most experienced person, and he had to lead a team of young legs. And the way he led it, it was absolutely superb. Even today, his captaincy was absolutely exemplary, to say the least. Well, so India actually going on to win the ICC Champions Trophy 2013. And they won this match by 5 runs with a 6 required of the last ball of the 20th over, which was being bowled by Ashwin, and James Treadwell was the batsman on strike. He tried his best to try to connect but missed it. Dhoni behind the stumps took the ball and also took the stumps out, and that was it. India had won the match. But I would say it was very sad to see England lose, because any team which is hosting the tournament, they wouldn't like to lose, and that too losing by 5 runs to come all the way to the final and then lose it, one can understand. But if you look at the ground, it was the migrant population that was outnumbering the Englishmen who were present at the ground, as you would have already seen with the amount of cheering that was going on for India compared to England. Well, one thing that I would like to say here, very unfortunately, ICC has not had a reserve day. I've been saying that in all my Cricket Happening show that this final match they should have had a reserve day, but it seems because of the very tight cricket scheduling and commitments they couldn't do it. So they know the best reasons why that happened. But at least in the future, one has to ensure that there is a reserve day in such major tournaments, at least in the final, because that is the team. Because there is no point of playing all the 50 overs and then we come to the final, you have a 20 over shootout, and that's what precisely happened today because of the rain. The match started a bit late. It took 6 hours for the match to start actually, and it was a stop-start match. It was a good toss to win for Alistair Cook, and Alistair Cook was the one who actually won the toss, and very rightly, like any other captain, inserted the Indians in. And as far as India is concerned, there were a lot of disadvantages, because Alistair Cook, the England team was at an advantage because they would have known what is the score they are going to chase. But for India, well, they had to just ensure that they put a good score on the board. And what India did today, as far as the game goes, it all started with Alistair Cook winning the toss, inserting the Indians to bat. As I said, it was a very stop-start thing. The rain interrupting 2 or 3 times. The batsman had to go out, again had to come out, and then but one thing was good. At least the spectators at the ground had a game of cricket. And well, we had a very exciting match which went up till the wire with still the last ball. It was quite a possibility that England could have still won the match with the 6 of the last delivery. Well, it could have been wishful thinking, I would say. Well, one thing I would like to say, just starting the report here, as far as the proceedings go, since I have been talking a lot about this, I don't think I'll be able to do, I won't be able to go into a lot of details. I will try to cover it up as much as possible. As far as India were concerned, India batted first, and the opening starts has been the feature for India's success in this ICC Champions Trophy 2013. But today it was not to be, as Rohit Sharma was an early victim, as Stuart Broad got a ball which held its line, nipped in, and actually went and picked up his off stump. So Rohit Sharma was gone, bowled by Broad for 9 of 14 balls with 1-4. After that was Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli. That was a good partnership which actually started helping India with some very watchful strokes, but Dhawan slowly realized that he needed to up the tempo. It was not easy to bat under these conditions. The ball was moving about, and the conditions are absolutely ideal for bowling. The ball was not coming onto the bat. You were not getting value for money for the strokes. It was pretty difficult. But I thought Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli did a very good job to take India to the score of 50 in the 9th over with some good strokes. And as far as Dhawan was concerned, Dhawan was not afraid to really give the charge to the bowlers, and he made a very nice 31 of 24 deliveries with 2 fours and 1 6 that he slammed off Stuart Broad over third man. That was something. He actually he jumped onto the stroke. It was a white ball outside the off stump. Dhawan actually jumped onto the ball and slammed it over third man for a 6. That went like a real rocket. And so his contribution was 31. Virat Kohli was playing in a very sensible way, just rotating the strike, and there was good running between the wickets. That is also another feature of India's success here, because they have been taking lots of quick singles, and that's what they were precisely doing today with the pair of Virat Kohli and Shikhar Dhawan on the crease. And things were going for India in a much serene manner. But I said there was a stop-start there. But as the score reached 50, Dhawan was a victim. Bopara was brought into the attack, and Bopara today was the best bowler for England. And as you know, with the conditions suiting and the ball not coming onto the bat, a bowler like Bopara normally definitely is very beneficial, and that's what it proved today. As he took the pace of the ball, Shikhar Dhawan was the first to go, the second wicket to go, as he was caught by Treadwell. It was a slower delivery. In fact, Shikhar Dhawan was foxed by it, and he actually hit it to Treadwell at short extra cover, and he was goner for 31 of 24 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. After that, Virat Kohli was the one who actually held the innings together and started playing, but suddenly India lost quick wickets. As you know, the batting has never been put to test. The whole batting order has never been put to test. And as I was telling, Dhoni had played just 26 balls in the whole tournament. But today, but the batting really couldn't. There was a real clatter of wickets, as what Bopara did after taking Shikhar Dhawan's wicket. He picked up first. The next wicket to go was Karthik. Dinesh Karthik was out to a ball. He tried to actually slog sweep a ball from Treadwell. Up in the air it went, and Morgan held the catch. Treadwell was the bowler, the right arm spinner. So he was gone for 6 of 11 balls. After that, Bopara got a maiden wicket over, where he picked up the wicket first of Suresh Raina, who tried to actually hit over the top. Mid-on Cook actually held the catch to the bowling of Bopara for 1. And after that, Mahendra Singh Dhoni also left in the same over, trying to actually carve a ball over third man, and Treadwell at the ropes held the catch to the bowling of Bopara. Bopara was on an absolute roll at that particular time, and India's half the side were into the pavilion for just 66 runs. So that was a good position for England at that time in the 13th over. But after that, Ravindra Jadeja joined Kohli, and then they started to slowly take the batting power play and started using it to their full advantage, with Kohli and Jadeja getting some runs. And then Kohli, after making the highest score of 43 of 34 balls with 4 fours and 1 6, was gone. In fact, he hit one beautiful whipped 6. I think it was the bowling of Broad, who was really left stunned when Virat Kohli hit that 6. It was absolutely whipped away for a beautiful 6 by Kohli. Kohli was out for 43. He was a victim of Anderson. Caught Bopara for 43 of 34 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. And Ravindra Jadeja was the one who gave the finishing touches to the innings with an unbeaten 33 of 25 balls, which included 2 fours and 2 sixes. And those 2 sixes, one was hit of the bowling of Anderson, an inside-out stroke, which was an absolute beauty. And he also hit one more 6. And Ashwin was run out for 1. And Bhunesh Kumar was not out on 1. 129 for 7 was the final tally for India of 20 overs. And one felt that 129 was not a really good score. One would have really agreed with that. And in fact, Shane Warne in the commentator's box was telling that India probably were 20 runs short. Well, but everything was proved wrong by the way that India actually displayed on the field. The bowling figures: James Anderson 4 overs no maiden, 1 for 24. Stuart Broad 4 overs 1 for 26. Bresnan bowled 4 overs none for 34. Came in place of Stephen Finn today. Treadwell 4 overs 1 for 25, and Bopara, pick of the bowlers, 4 overs 1 maiden, 3 for 20. And look at the England innings. As far as the England innings started, it was early success for India, as Umesh Yadav, actually the ball was moving about. There was the swift breeze blowing, which was actually aiding the in-swinger, because when Bhuvneshwar Kumar was bowling, he could get his in-swinger on, but it was also sometimes the batsmen were getting it on the pad and they were able to work it out. But Alistair Cook was the captain, was the first to be dismissed, as he was very well caught in the slips. In fact, Alistair Cook trying to cut a ball from Umesh Yadav outside the off stump. Ashwin at the slips taking a very, very good catch, and he was gone for 2. So that was the first wicket for India, chasing when England chasing 120-30 to win the match. 3 for 1. Cook left in the second over. After that, it was Ian Bell and Jonathan Trott. Jonathan Trott, on his entry, showed in what form he was by playing some neat flicks for boundaries, and he was looking very good. He was confidently stroking the ball, and everything was going well until the spinners were introduced. Ian Bell was absolutely circumspect, but when the spinners were introduced, it was Ashwin who actually gave them the breakthrough. When what Ashwin did is he actually slipped the ball down the leg side. Trott tried to actually flick it, and by the way, in fact, while flicking, he was outside the crease, and it was a smart stumping by Mahendra Singh Dhoni behind the stumps. So he was gone for 20. So that was the second wicket to go at 28 for 2 in the 6th over. Joe Root came in and joined Bell, and at that time Ashwin, who was bowling superbly, and suddenly one could see that the bowling was really turning like a top. So it was like a spinning top. The ball was really turning square, and that was not something that England were getting. Probably the reason might have been because of the pitch actually drying up with the sun slowly coming out, peeping out. Probably that was the reason. There was some dryness in the pitch, and the bowler started turning the ball, and that's what precisely happened. And the spinners started weaving a web around the England batsmen, and more trouble for England, as Joe Root was the next victim. As he tried to actually sweep a delivery, he actually toppaged the ball. Ishan Sharma actually picked up the catch of the bowling of Ashwin for 7, and that made the score 40 for 3 in the 8th over. And soon Ian Bell was given out, probably a dubious decision, but one couldn't say that it's a dubious, because the reason being it went to the third umpire, Bruce Oxenford, and Bruce Oxenford came with the verdict that Ian Bell was out. He was also gone, stumped by Dhoni, of the bowling this time of Jadeja. As I said, the ball was turning, and that was what was really defeating the English batsman. And Ian Bell was also gone, and stumped Dhoni, bowled Jadeja of 13, of 16 balls with 1-4. The score was 46 for 4, and England were in dire straits at that particular stage. But that was the time Ian Morgan and Ravi Bopara changed the equation totally. With some very good strokes, Ishan Sharma was getting a lot of tap. He was hit for a lot of boundaries by both Ian Morgan and Ravi Bopara, and after that things were looking pretty good for England till the 17th over. In fact, they were doing a great job. In fact, Ian Morgan and Ravi Bopara had taken the score on from 46 for 4 to almost 110, with Morgan smoking sixes of the bowling of Ishan Sharma. The same treatment being meted out by Ian Morgan too to Ishan Sharma. Ishan Sharma was very costly, and then I'm going to take you down and see what exactly happened. Now we are in the 18th over, and the match was absolutely under control for England, with two well-set batsmen, Ravi Bopara 30 not out and Ian Morgan 27 not out. And the 17th over was an eventful over. The second ball that Ishan Sharma bowled was a clean strike by Morgan with lots of power. He actually put it over the ropes for a 6. After that, in the same over, Ishan Sharma, after the very next ball, he bowled 2 wides, and so wide that, probably one would have thought, what's happening? But Ishan Sharma went wider. In fact, he bowled the first wide, and then he went and bowled a wider than a wide, and that was something. And suddenly it looked like England were suddenly in the game. The pressure was building on the Indians, and suddenly see what Ishan Sharma did. He came up with 2 wickets in 2 balls of the 3rd and 4th deliveries. As he first picked up Morgan got a slower delivery, which was bowled for the front of the hand by Ishan Sharma. He was totally deceived, as Morgan actually gave a catch to Ashwin, and he was gone. So he actually gave a catch to Ashwin. He was gone off the bowling of Ishan Sharma for 33 of 30 balls with 3 fours and 1 6. And the very next ball, Bopara, who they had changed ends, and Bopara was a goner, as Bopara actually tried to pull Ishan Sharma over square leg, and Ashwin once again took the catch. So Ashwin coming and having a hand in both the dismissals, and Ravi Bopara was dismissed for 30 of 25 balls with 2 sixes. And this is the time India definitely came back into the game. With these 2 wickets, of Morgan and Bopara, India definitely came back into the game, and I thought that was the real turning point of the game. So that reduced England at the end of over 18 to 111 for 6, and finally the equation was 19 runs required of 12 balls. Definitely England had hope because Josh Butler, the innovative batsman, was at the crease, but Jadeja was the one who actually bowled a ball which was on the middle stump, and Butler, going for a real hoik at it, had his stump shattered, and Butler was gone, bowled by Jadeja for a duck. So India's hopes really increased, and in the same over, Bresnan going for a run, the pressure started building, panic absolutely set in, and Tim Bresnan was gone, run out for 2. That made the score. England were 115 for 8, and finally it came down to the wire when England needed 15 runs of the 6 balls, but Stuart Broad was there at the crease. And what Stuart Broad did? Stuart Broad, of Ashwin's second delivery, he stroked the 4. And after that, it was very difficult. As that Ashwin was bowling. The field placings was absolutely superb. I'll talk about that later. But Ashwin actually was bowling to Broad. The first delivery, there was no run. The second ball went for a 4. And then what Dhoni did is brought everybody onto the offside, all the fielders, and probably giving an invitation to the batsman to see whether you can go over the top and hit over the offside. And that's what Broad tried to do. But it was very difficult, as I said. In fact, the ball was turning. Ashwin's third ball was outside the off stump, and he could only stroke it towards cover. The next ball, Treadwell went for a very difficult 2 runs, so he was at the non-strikers end, and things became very difficult because there were only 7 runs taken off 4 balls, and the equation came to 2/4 of the last 2 deliveries. And Ashwin bowled to Treadwell, and Treadwell could only play it down to long on, but still managed to get 2 runs. And then one was thinking whether it is going to be 5 runs for a super over or it is going to be 6 for a win. And well, Ashwin bowled to Treadwell. It was all over. Treadwell couldn't connect the ball. He missed the ball trying to go for a hoik at it. It was all over because the ball had turned from Ashwin. Dhoni behind the stumps, as I said, behind the wickets, collected the ball and plucked the stump out. It was all over. India had won the ICC Champions Trophy 2013. A word now for Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Seeing that the ball was turning, the amount of pressure that Dhoni put was absolutely superb. What he did is he really hemmed in once Bopara and Morgan were gone, he hemmed all the batsmen, all the remaining batsmen with a very close-in cordon, as if it was a test match. He had a slip, he had a silly point, he had a gully. Can you believe it? And he also employed the leg slip in the initial stages of the game. So that is what Dhoni is all about. Dhoni, the captaincy. So Dhoni's captaincy was absolutely exemplary all throughout the tournament, leading this bunch of young legs. And congratulations to India for being the only team to win 3 major trophies, the ICC Champions Trophy, and also a special congratulations to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The man of the match went to player of the match went to Ravindra Jadeja of India, and the player of the series went to the prolific Shikhar Dhawan of India. So what a tournament we had here. But it was very sad that England, as the hosts, were to lose this particular. And it was also a farce that we couldn't get there was no reserve day, and there was no 50 overs were not being bowled, but at least they got a 20-over shootout, which ended in India actually lifting the ICC Champions Trophy 2013. So with lots of best wishes for India in the upcoming tri-series, which is going to be played in the West Indies. Well, I'm going to end up my cricket show for today. Thanks for your company, and thanks for your support as always. I hope you all enjoyed my reports on the ICC Champions Trophy 2013. Thanks for your company as always, and thanks for your tremendous support to this cricket show. Your host Ram is leaving you now today, but definitely promising you that you'll be seeing me tomorrow in my Cricket Happening show. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.